Yes, the story does continue as we review the Pirates in action last week, and we go into our fourth home league match of the season. Well, once again joining me, Alun Rossiter. Alun, nice to have you back. Alun, it's been a bit of a mixed week because mixed fortunes at Peterborough. On Thursday night, unfortunately, the team narrowly lost by 4, but on last night, Trelawney, away at Trelawney, the team took a big win. But let's look at the Peterborough match first. Disappointing, the boys went down by 4 in the end. Yeah,
it was. It shocked me because I thought we won. I saw the teletext. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to get up to that one, but it was a bit disappointing, that really. Thought we could have had a good chance up there because the boys go quite well around there.
Indeed. Trelawney, now you were there, obviously, last night, and that was a great success. Obviously, Pirates are very hopeful for the British League Cup, and that was a great start.
It was a great start. Boyce had a problem in his first race, but then after that, he got over the nerves and was absolutely superb. And you know, it's just a shame that he's riding just in the British League Cup. It'd be great to have him round here at the moment. I think he'd just give us that little bit extra that we're missing, I think, at the moment.
One of the men that I was watching was Scott Courtney, and of course Scott joins the Pirates tonight again at number 2 in the Elite League, but he had a good match last night.
Yeah, he had a good match. You know, it's a bit harsh on him tonight. He's riding at number 2, one of the hardest positions to race in. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to go by the rules, and, you know, it'll give him confidence because he's here next Wednesday. So I can see Matt's thinking, give him a little bit of practice round here tonight, get him ready for next Wednesday, really, because, you know, we're not expecting, with due respect, we're not expecting too much from him tonight. So if he goes out there and gets used to the track, you know, he's going to do the business for us next Wednesday against Trelawney.
Well, indeed, it is back into Elite League action tonight, and as you say, Belle Vue side, they've come to us tonight with 6 defeats already under their belt. It's not looking too good for them tonight either, I guess.
No, I mean, I think they've had a few sort of riders that are missing tonight, and some are here and some are not here, so I don't really know exactly, but yeah, I think they're severely struggling at the moment. I think you know, it is a problem, so it's definitely going to be a Pirates win tonight, but obviously a lot depends on Lyonsy. If Lyonsy goes well and a couple of others tuck in, but I just think Poole have just got that, especially around the home track, just got that little bit extra.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. We did get the opportunity to speak to Scott Courtney, who of course lines up at number 2 this evening, and we asked him his comments as he was joining the team and making his debut here at Poole on his home circuit tonight.
Yeah, it's, I've only been here a couple of times. Came here last year, which Blue Ribbon meeting I think it was, and it's the only time I've really seen the place.
You had a debut, in fact, for Poole last night because, of course, in the British League Cup, you were riding at Trelawney and did rather well.
Yeah, done all right. Not as well as I would have liked. I mean, I should have picked up a couple more, really, my last ride, but it was like my first meeting of the season, you know. To get back into the swing of things is always the aim to begin with.
Well, I know it certainly showed plenty of promise. I know the Pirates fans will be pleased with your efforts. How do you feel about this evening?
It's more an experience thing, I think, as long as I can give 100%, and who knows, pick up a few points, but I know I'm sort of here to, you know, see the place and see what it's all about, you know.
And hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of you in the future.
Hopefully.
Well, we do wish Scott all the best, of course, in his debut match with the Pirates here tonight. A moment ago, we also got the opportunity to speak to Jason Crump, and we mentioned to him that, of course, he's been missing from the Aces lineup on their last 2 visits here at Poole.
Yeah, I think it was a prior commitment one time last year, and I think I was injured the first time they came down, so yeah, it's been a while since I've been here.
Still looks the same. Are you looking forward to this evening?
Yeah, it's sure going to be tough, you know. Like, Poole have always had a good team, and this year's no different, just a few different faces, but you know when you come here, you're always in for a hard night.
What is it about the Aces? Unfortunately, we've got a report that obviously it's been 6 matches now that you've been devoid of a win. Maybe things will change around tonight. I know it's going to be a big ask for you, but what is it about the Aces? I mean, they've got all the potential there, but they just don't seem to be able to win those matches.
If we knew that, we'd be happy. We've had a bad start to the season, we can't argue with that. It's not bad luck, it's not through lack of trying, it's just hasn't fallen into place, hasn't clicked for us yet, and unfortunately when you're in that situation, the longer it goes on for, the more difficult it is to get through it, and we all feel like we're banging our head against the wall at the moment, to be honest, and it's frustrating for us all.
For you personally, do you feel that you've been happy with the way things have gone for yourself?
Generally, I think I've had a few decent meetings. I had a bit of a bummer at Oxford the other night, but hit back at Coventry the next night with a big score, and yeah, I feel pretty decent.
Well, again, it's a big year for you. Grand Prix is calling. Is that feeling good? Do you feel prepared for that now?
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's really difficult when you race in so many meetings every year you always seem to be giving, and yeah, maybe this year I just need to hold a bit back and save a bit for the GPs, and if that's what I think I have to do, I'll probably try it.
I know it'll be entertaining watching you trying, and we wish you best of luck with that. Thanks.
Race number 1 in this Elite League fixture between the Poole Pirates and the BELLE VUE Aces features Leigh ADAMS and Scott Courtney for the Pirates. Leigh ADAMS is on the inside position in the red helmet. Opposition coming in the shape of the Aces skipper Steve Johnson in the green helmet, riding from grid 2, and his partner, the USA rider Josh Larsen, off 4. Away they go for this opening race, and immediately we see Leigh ADAMS racing into a first bend advantage ahead of Steve Johnson and Josh Larsen. The youngster Scott Courtney, normally in the Conference League and in the Pirates British League Cup fixture, coming in to take the place of Christoph Kasperzak, back in 4th place at the moment. So drawn race to open the proceedings on the cards here at Wimborne Road, with Leigh ADAMS, a comfortable race leader. Steve Johnson, formerly of Oxford, now riding for the BELLE VUE Aces, and a rider who normally performs very lively fashion here at Wimborne Road, certainly did in the colours of Oxford last season. So wait to see what he can produce later in the proceedings here this evening, but no doubt about the race winner and the final outcome of this opening race then. A win for Leigh ADAMS, Steve Johnson finishing 2nd, his partner Josh Larsen finishing 3rd, and Scott Courtney just wheeling his bike back to the pits after that little tumble. None the worse for wear. 3 points to each side to open the proceedings. On to race 2, the reserves race. In the red helmet colour for Poole, we have the young Swede who's rapidly earning rave reviews from the Wimborne Road regulars, David Ruud, and his partner, Sheffield rider and doubling up with the Pirates this year, Andre Compton. Opposition comes from Chris Manchester, the young American rider back in Britain for another go at Elite League racing, and at number 7, an old Poole Pirates favourite from a couple of seasons ago, Craig Watson, who this season is riding for Newport in the Premier League and for BELLE VUE Aces in the Elite League on an occasional basis. That's how they line up then. Oh, and it looks like the rider in yellow there, Craig Watson, trying to get the jump on everybody else. I'm not sure whether we're going to be seeing too much more of him in this race, because I should imagine the referee would have taken exception to that. Here we go with the restart of Heat 2, with this being a reserve race. BELLE VUE team manager Neil Street had no option but to put Craig Watson back out, but he's on the 15-yard mark for breaking the tapes. Away they go then, immediately into the lead, Chris Manchester for BELLE VUE Aces, followed by David Ruud and Andre Compton in 3rd. Of course, Craig Watson making up that 15 yards, currently at the back of the field. But Chris Manchester, one of the few bright spots in an otherwise disappointing start to the season by BELLE VUE, and he leaps into the lead. David Ruud holding that 2nd, Andre Compton still bucking and rearing under some pressure from Craig Watson. In fact, it looks like Craig Watson, the Aussie from Newport, challenging up the inside. He's already relegated Andre Compton to the back of the field. He's now having a strong challenge on David Ruud, but Craig Watson running into a bit of trouble in the dirt there. However, the Aces recovering from that incident at the start of the race. It looks as if they were going to have to settle for a share of the spoils, but in fact Craig Watson came through to take 3rd place, challenging strongly at the finish into 2nd, but David Ruud held on to the 2 points. No doubt about the winner, Chris Manchester. Andre Compton disappointingly at the back of the field, so a 4-2 heat win for the visitors, the BELLE VUE Aces, who lead after 2 races by 7 points to 5. Well, let's see if Poole can restore some equilibrium to the scoreline in this 3rd race, with Lukas DRYML and Bjarne PEDERSEN in the Pirates colours off the inside gates. Bjarne it is on gate 1, Lukas on 3. Opposition comes in the shape of Jason Lyons and the other member of the racing member of the DRYML family, Alun DRYML, who this year is riding in the Belle Vue colours after having transferred from Oxford in the closed season. That's how they line up then. The young pirate Lukas DRYML, 22 today. Wondered how he's going to celebrate his birthday. Could it be by scoring a hatful of points? Nothing would please the Wimborne Road faithful more than if that were to be the case. So let's have a look at this interesting start in prospect in race 3. On goes that green light. And away they go with Lukas DRYML taking an early lead from the 2 Belle Vue riders, with once again somewhat disappointing this season Bjarne PEDERSEN struggling at the back there, but challenging at the moment for 3rd place against Alun DRYML, and indeed he does move through to take that all-important 3rd. No doubt about the winner, Lukas DRYML, way out in front, becoming a familiar sight here on this Wimborne Road track this season in that red helmet, with Jason Lyons, the Aussie who's had an up and down start to the Elite League campaign this year, but looking good for 2 points in 2nd place. Bjarne PEDERSEN still well down on power by his own high standards, and he's back in 3rd place. 1 lap to go. Lukas DRYML from Jason Lyons, Bjarne PEDERSEN. This will level up the scores if it stays this way around the final turn. And Lukas DRYML takes the checkered flag to the applause of the appreciative home crowd. Jason Lyons then 2nd, Bjarne PEDERSEN 3rd, and back in 4th spot was Alun DRYML. Makes the scoreline 9 to the Pirates and 9 to the Aces. 9 to each side the scoreline then. On to race 4, which features a pretty impressive lineup, none less than the world's #1 and #2 riders in season 2002. Of course, that's Tony Rickardsson and Jason Crump coming out on gates 3 and 4 respectively. Tony Rickardsson in the red helmet then, alongside Jason Crump, who lines up on outside starting position. Completing the lineup for this race will be Craig Watson in the yellow helmet for the Aces, and on the inside for Poole, Andre Compton. Got rather shoved out in the first race, got filled in and generally looked rather unhappy on the track. Will he do any better this time? He's got some formidable opposition, and away they go for heat number 4. Tony Rickardsson shows a clean pair of wheels to Jason Crump around the first bend. Andre Compton tucked in 2nd. I don't know how long he's going to hold that against Jason Crump, who blasts around the outside. I'm sure that Andre will be happy to tuck in for 3rd, which he's now doing. Tony Rickardsson turns it on in the dirt. Seems to be plenty of dirt on this track this evening after a couple of slick meetings here. Tony Rickardsson from Jason Crump. Jason Crump still got Rickardsson in his sight. Into the 3rd lap, Rickardsson, Crump. Familiar figures they will be in this season's Grand Prix, I'm sure. With 1 lap to go, there goes the yellow flag. Tony Rickardsson, Jason Crump, Andre Compton and Craig Watson. It's a Pirates 4-2 in prospect, which will move them into a 2-point lead. An advantage for the first time in this Elite League fixture, which they are expected to win. And it's Tony Rickardsson takes a checkered flag then from Jason Crump, Andre Compton, and finally Craig Watson. 13 points then to the Pirates, 11 to the Aces. And then for race 8, and riders at the tapes, away they go. Super ride from Andre Compton. David Ruud follows around the outside. Andre Compton holds the advantage from the rider in yellow, Chris Manchester. Sorry, that should be Craig Watson with Josh Larsen at the back of the field. Bit of a sort out going on there with Andre Compton still holding the lead. In 2nd place, Craig Watson. David Ruud tucked on the inside there, trying all he knows to get up to join his team partner. All holding a 4-2 heat advantage halfway through this race, with Andre Compton taking his potential first heat win in the Elite League for the Pirates, and that will be a popular result if he can hold on to this. Craig Watson in 2nd place, David Ruud 3rd, and still trailing at the back, number 2 for the Aces, Josh Larsen. And I'm sure that Andre Compton win will be very well received. A rider who puts a lot of effort into his speedway, all action style, and has had quite a bit of bad luck in some of his races here this season, but not that time. Andre Compton then taking the heat win for Poole. David Ruud the vital third place, and that extends the advantage to the home side by 27 points to Belle Vue's 21. So race 9 coming up, and the pairing for Belle Vue this time, Jason Crump. He's had 2 races, but on both occasions he's had to concede second best to first Tony Rickardsson, then Leigh ADAMS. I'm sure he won't want to do likewise to 2 fellow Grand Prix competitors in Lukas DRYML and Bjarne PEDERSEN. So I'm sure we'll see that old Jason Crump fire and determination this one, and he'll be riding from grid 1, so that should just give him the edge over his rivals. For good measure then we've got Chris Manchester, who, as it happens, is the only Belle Vue rider to have won a race at this stage of the proceedings after the 8 preceding races. But so although they're now 6 points in arrears, I doubt whether team manager Neil Street could have probably tracked a stronger pairing even if he wanted to make a sub change, which clearly he hasn't done. So as they come into line now, we've got Jason Crump, Bjarne PEDERSEN in blue alongside him, and Jason Crump gets an excellent gate, but so too does Lukas DRYML. In fact, Lukas DRYML screws it on round the outside, and he's right alongside. That is a brave ride, right round the outside of Jason Crump. Superb piece of riding, and these riders now battling it out with Bjarne PEDERSEN in close order. For good measure, it's Lukas DRYML, Jason Crump, Bjarne PEDERSEN and Chris Manchester, who's by no means out of this either. Really competitive stuff here. After 2 laps, Lukas DRYML now looks as if he's pulling away a little bit from Jason Crump. Bjarne PEDERSEN looking a bit more lively this time, making quite a challenge along the inside line. And Jason Crump having to look to his laurels here with second place still there for the taking. But no doubt about the rider in front who's going to win this one. That's going to be a great win, and that's going to be well received by the Wimborne Road faithful as he crosses the line. That's Lukas DRYML, the birthday boy. 3 rides, 3 wins, a 4-2 heat advantage, and that moves Poole into the lead by 31 points to 23. And Lukas DRYML thinks it might be time for a little bit of celebration, and who could blame him? Riders had their interval cup of tea and whatever refreshment. 4 heats remaining then in this Elite League fixture. Scoreline at 39-27 in the favour of the Pirates. We see Lukas DRYML. Is he going to make it a birthday maximum? He's had 3 wins from his 3 outings. He's paired with Andre Compton, himself a race winner last time out. But opposition in the shape of Jason Lyons and Chris Manchester. Certainly they're very cosily tucked together on gates 3 and 4 this time. It'll be an interesting first bend with those 2 riders. And away they go with Lukas DRYML and Andre Compton. Jason Lyons in green on the outside. And Pirates holding a 5-1 position at this stage with Lukas DRYML. He's on for that maximum because he's way out in front, riding with some comfort. Takes the second lap. Well ahead already of opposition riders. Andre Compton tucked in nicely in second place. A lot better form and consistency from the northern base rider in the blue helmet for the Pirates this time, leaving the Aces trailing in 3rd and 4th spots at the back there. Maximum heat advantage, a distinct probability this time with a lap to go. Lukas DRYML from Andre Compton and Jason Lyons, with Chris Manchester fading somewhat from his earlier promise as the checkered flag greets a 12-point maximum for his 4 outings for Lukas DRYML, and Andre Compton will be highly delighted with that second place and the 5-1 heat win looks as if the Elite League points are going to be stacked up here at Wimborne Road, with the Pirates now leading by 44 points to 28. Well supported match here this evening at Poole, including a little group of Aces supporters. They haven't had that much to cheer about this evening. They've made the long journey down from Manchester. Possibly at least they've got the advantage of some very pleasant weather conditions, in marked contrast to 7 days ago when it was absolutely freezing here at Wimborne Road. Here we are, just 7 days on, and we're basking in almost midsummer temperatures. Time for the big Heat 13 then. The big guns come out to do battle in this classic race in prospect, with Leigh ADAMS and Tony Rickardsson lining up against Jason Crump, who races, he's actually sandwiched between his two major Grand Prix rivals, because Jason has the yellow helmet and the Grid 3 position. Steve Johnson completes this lineup. I wonder what Steve's going to think of all those big guns. Steve, it is in the green helmet on the inside starting position, and Pirates almost out of sight now, really. 16 points ahead with 3 heats remaining. It's damage limitation, the order of the day for the Aces, while for Poole, of course, their next Elite League fixture is away at Belle Vue on the 28th of April. That's in a couple of weeks' time, and clearly not only would they be looking to try and take an outright win from that match, but certainly looking to secure the bonus point. And on the evidence of the points they've already amassed this evening, I think that is looking fairly promising. Although, as we found out, nothing is too predictable about this 2003 Elite League campaign. Right, they're getting themselves ready for the start of this all-important race, and away they go. And it's Leigh ADAMS who makes a superb first bend to move into the lead. Jason Crump flies round the outside with Tony Rickardsson hot on his trail. Wow, this is certainly some race. Leigh ADAMS, Jason Crump, Tony Rickardsson and Steve Johnson is how they cross the line after one lap. Tony Rickardsson tucked in third on the tail of Jason Crump. I don't think Leigh ADAMS is going to be caught, because he's absolutely flying here this evening. Just now a question whether Tony Rickardsson can make an impression on Jason Crump. Seemingly not the case at this stage, with a little over a lap to go. It's going to be a 4-2 heat advantage to Poole, unless something unforeseen happens in the final lap. Leigh ADAMS, Jason Crump, Tony Rickardsson, Steve Johnson. That looks as if it's the way they're going to finish. So once again, it's Tony Rickardsson who's going to dip out on the maximum here this evening. But as far as the team performance is concerned, that will be of little consequence, because MIDDLEDITCH will be absolutely delighted with this performance tonight, and a 4-2 heat win, which makes the advantage, with just a couple of races remaining now, 48 to Poole and 30 to Belle Vue. Nominated riders this evening for Poole for Heat 15 are Lukas DRYML, the birthday maximum boy, and his partner will be Tony Rickardsson. And for Belle Vue Aces, it's the Aussie pairing, the captain Steve Johnson and Jason Crump, who is yet to win a race this evening. 4 second places to his credit. Most unusual for Jason here at Wimborne Road, but the big guns for Poole have really been outscoring Belle Vue tonight at the top end. And it's Lukas DRYML who has 4 unbeaten races credit so far. Tony Rickardsson just dropped that 1 point in his 4th ride. Jason Crump, as I say, 4 second places to his credit. So that's how they line up for the final race here in this Elite League fixture. And away goes Jason Crump, would you believe it? And he's steaming out in front from Tony Rickardsson. And it could be that the Belle Vue ace Jason Crump is going to get his first heat win. Tony Rickardsson challenging on the inside like crazy, but Lukas DRYML trailing at the back, and at this stage in the proceedings, Belle Vue looks as if they're going to take their first heat win since the very early stages of the match, since race 2. But Tony Rickardsson has other ideas as he sweeps through, but then rears coming out the bend and allowing Jason Crump to go back. What a speedway race we've got on our hands here between the world's 1 and 2 riders here, Tony Rickardsson and Jason Crump. Lukas DRYML storms through to take 3rd place, so passing and more passing Jason Crump heading into the final turn in the lead. Tony Rickardsson blasting around the outside. He's not going to make it. In fact, it's going to be Jason Crump just holds on. Tony Rickardsson second. Lukas DRYML third. Steve Johnson fourth. What a superb speedway race to finish the proceedings. World-class riders, world-class speedway. You couldn't ask for better than that. What a finale to this Elite League fixture, which ends up with a comfortable win for Poole Pirates by 54 points to 36. And around come the riders to take the well-earned acclaim from the grandstand for that excellent speedway race. And you won't see a lot better than that this season here, with passing and repassing. Wonderful stuff to close the proceedings here in this Elite League fixture.
Well, here tonight, a resounding 18-point victory for the Pirates, and perhaps that's more the sort of form that they would have expected to see, some of the fans may have expected to see at the start of the season. Great to see Leigh ADAMS picking up his first full maximum here at his home circuit now, and of course great also to see Tony Rickardsson and Lukas DRYML in real battling form. They're certainly looking more like the team that we expected to see. Well, the Pirates are going home very happy, and so are the fans. But that's not all from Pirate Videos. If you've ever wondered what it takes to make a good track and what the riders are talking about on their track walk, then keep watching.